Hi everybody, welcome back to Kingmaker. I've leveled up, my computer crashed because they overheated yesterday. And then I went to the pub. But I leveled up, is what I did. So level 2, I took a level in... Did you say what now? Oh dear. I took a level in Thief, Rogue, Thug. So I get sneak attack dice. Sneak attack, rogue proficiencies, and frightening. That goes into the build later on. The Shatter Defenses, Corner and Smash build. With Valerie, I think I did the same. Yes. Lindsay was straight up bard. Nothing really new, or well versed. And Canny Observer. And Amelie did, what did she do? Inquisitor, yep, that's right. Did Inquisitor. Because Golem is a god, might as well be that one. Maybe not most efficient, but it's her god. And she got Blessed Divine Favour. A Piercing Scream. These are just CCs. Okay. I think I'll come down with a cold, so forgive me for sniffing or anything. Okay. These need to rest. Oleg seems to be even gloomier, Svetlana, so we'll both of them look at you intently. Let's get to the point. You say the bandits are going to attack again? Who are they? When will they arrive? Oleg waved his hands suddenly. Who are they? The Stag Lord's gang, that's who. These lands teem with bandits like bedbugs in a beggar's hut. You just stirred them up. They have a camp not far from here. I expect they'll return in full force half a day, maybe less. The Stag Lord won't take an assault like this lightly. His henchmen are more like demons than men. What do they want? These bloodsuckers think they own this land. Come, take what they want, and steal the better part of our money every month as a toll for the leader. Even broke our gates and couldn't try to hide anything from them. Don't know exactly how many there are. Sometimes only 5 or 6 come, sometimes it's the whole gang. I'd have shown them what for long ago if not for Svetlana. They claim they're collecting taxes. Why? The Stag Lord and his cronies, of course. The Stag Lord fancies himself a king in these parts. He may have antlers for a crown, but all troublemakers around here have to follow his orders, as long as they're paid. So they charge an arm and a leg as taxes. And they call their executions punishment for treason, even to those who never swore allegiance to the Stag Lord. They're killed fast if they're lucky, if not. Oleg looks at Svetlana. Love, why don't you start supper while you finish that? I've no need to be protected from dark talk. I'm not some blind kitchen though. I've seen what they do to people. Svetlana loves ahead. Most of the gang is made up of simple bandits, but there are a few monsters among the leadership, especially those close to the Stag Lord. Orcs and Dovan from Bishrock. They like to make a show of their tortures and executions. My husband and I besaw the bodies. Enough about the bandits for now. What can you tell me about the man who ran away and came back? That must have been Balkan. He sells potions. He lives out in the forest like a hermit, but he comes here every day. He knows every tree and bush in the area and how they can help you. The Stag Lord's gang wants him to work for them. He lacks the courage to fight those bandits. He won't just walk away from us. He has a good heart, even if he grumbles a lot, especially recently. Tell me about yourselves. Surely the more important things to discuss. Well, alright, we're just honest people who came in for the best stuff. Fixed up the old fort, the house travellers, and give merchants a place to trade with the locals. We also deal with occasional huntsmen in the area, but does any of this matter? Those bandits come back, whether drainers, dry, or killers. Talk later. Don't talk to Bucken. A frail, dishevelled old man wearing a stained and tattered robe with a gloomy look. Bucken, local herbalist. Brings you here. Tell me about yourself. What's there to tell? I'm a herbalist. Make potions and sell them. Gather herbs, roots, berries. He sighs. I live in the forest. You live for the land. Since leaving best stuff for these parts, I ended up at merchants. Here at Oleg and Svetlana's post. They let me in out of kindness. Help me with my things. They bring me water and firewood when it's cold. And the occasional barrel of honey. They're good people. Could use your help. Where's this coming from? Does no man want me to fight? Yeah, take this potion. Consider yourself. That might help. Plus 9 to this. Can I save? Plan to save bother you as much as Svetlana or Oleg, maybe more. Help us get rid of them for good. Here's 7. Oh, failed. Rolled a 1. I'd rather sit in the bushes and watch you and Oleg beat the daylights out of things. Looks, watch from a distance is more fun now. Damn it, okay. I could have saved scum that. Household and hunting tools. Still traps. Yep. Traps now. Potatoes. Love a good spud. Right,
I'll go ahead.
Spear, I think. Tar. Spell part. Tar. Maybe set that fire. Nice. Sell that back to Oleg.
The path is clear.
The old well has been renovated and cleaned. He has a new roof. Back to Ecuador. Two bucklers, longer sword, and a heavy crossbow. Light crossbow. Can you use a heavy? Does more damage. Oh, she's better, probably. You get martially trained and stuff. You got a composite bow. Okay. Actually, I should make a fight defensively. Oh no, nice 4. Although, where's that crane style thing? It's only -2 for fighting defensively. So that would be a +1. make that +1 now. No, it is +3. Well, yeah, +2 dodge bonus. Armor class. So armor class is 15. Still 50. Okay, maybe it's just in combat. See if we can get a rest. Yeah, let's look for strength surge. Should not summon the pet? Is the pet not supposed to be here? Strange. No, it's not. Not any abilities. Okay, that's weird. Never needs to rest. I can't go in. Prepare for the attack, gain your positions and wait. I've got a box of alchemist fire fuse. You can put it by the gate, then set it off with a burning arrow when the bandits get close. I didn't shoot that on myself. I used to be pretty good with the crossbow. Yeah. Beg you to be careful. Please don't let Oleg do anything too risky. Go hide inside. We're going to meet our guests.
Hey!
Right then. Fucking Lindsay hit me.
Learn from my mistake.
What troubles you?
Do we have... Okay.
Anything is possible.
Thought we had a heal. Oh, that's fine. Let's use one. We're going to rest anyway, aren't we? What's that? Cloak. Resistance. Small. That's a block here. Oleg is breathing heavily, but he shakes his fist in air menacingly. You rats got what you deserved. Now they'll know better than to treat people at all. We should call Balkan out before he freezes in those bushes. Now, my lady, go head up to the guest rooms on the second floor. You deserve some rest if it's such matter. I need to clean things up. And this is for your efforts. Now, don't offend me by trying to turn it down. Just take it. An honest fight deserves an honest reward. If more common practice in this world, I think life will be much better. But yeah. That's broken. With the hide. Okay. Tipsy broken anyway. Read with sweat honor. I'm glad it's all over, even if there was a fight, but talk tomorrow once I finish working. Okay. So, do I have clubs, longbows? Shit, stuff that like this, that much better. Okay. Oh, spuds. Some food. I'll steal it all. Because that's how I roll.
What's that?
Ooh. Perception. Wow. 25 you made it. It's a toughie. 253 gold. I love that. I guess they were hiding it away for a rainy day. Not anymore. So many. Spain. Oh, pussy key. +2 perception and law nature checks. What's that? Sugar face. I should probably use those. Where's Kitty go? There he is. Sleep. You wake up from a nasty dream that tortures you almost all night long. In it you saw a wall of unnaturally thick fog that surrounded you, slowly moving closer and closer. A quick look out the window found out the fog was not a figment of your imagination, not a dream. And then...
Hear me. Please hear me. Can you hear me? Please.
The half-transparent outline of a beautiful nymph appears before you. Even this ghostly form is clear that she is exhausted. Her shoulders are slouched and her large blue eyes burn a bare face. Her voice is barely more than a whisper as she reaches towards you. It seems that only you can see or hear the nymph. Who are you?
Who am I? Just a tear shed by the land itself. The bitter sigh of nature. I am a nymph, the guardian of this area. A defeated guardian. Call me the guardian of the bloom, if you wish.
Glad my adventure begins with such a beautiful sight.
Beauty is so tender. It can so easily be crushed under the blows of cruel fate. But you can save it from being undone.
What do you want from me?
Aid, salvation. We have a common enemy, and long have I searched for someone who can defeat him. The one you call the Stag Lord. As a storm strikes ruthlessly with gusts and lightning, the Stag Lord wreaks havoc with the swords of his servants. And not just in the world of people. The land also suffers from the evil he brings. My forests and my flowers suffocate in this fog. Soon even I will vanish, as the last ray of light fades at dusk.
Stag Lord is responsible for the fog?
Yes. It hides his fortress as well as his dark deeds. But while responsible, he did not create this affliction. It is the work of a powerful druid who has betrayed even himself. I know not why the powers did not leave this renegade, but even I was unable to defeat him.
How can I help you?
This fog, it enshrouds, entangles, suffocates. If only I could learn how it was created. But my powers wane. I have barely the strength to call out to you. All I know for certain is that somewhere in this forest lies an old house, and it echoes with the remnants of a strange power. The Stag Lord and his druid were there. The fog hides this place from me, but I can point you to the bandits' camp near the Thornford. Make them tell you where this place is. Go there and listen to the echo, catch the whispers, search for anything that can tell you how the fog was created. Once the fog clears, nature will breathe again, and you will be able to easily find your way to the fortress of our mutual enemy.
Okay. All right, I understand. Farewell.
I don't believe in fate, stranger. But our meeting seems more than a coincidence.
The nymph's whisper fades as she disappears. Nice voice acting. But Amelia always does have good voice acting. Headquarters. Speak to them freely. Just get some like background stories and laws. Oh, something new. Bit of the Wisp, werewolf from primates. An amusing glowing ball that looks harmless and doesn't arouse any natural suspicion. It tends to be a guard in the light and the marshes, but he's traversed to certain death. Agonizing fear of their victims as this monster's nourishing dinner. If you manage to resist their tricks, make sure you have some electrical protection. It's nice to know. The monster electrocutes any visitors it fails to lure into terror. Right. Werewolves hunt in groups, attack lone travelers that are Ferosian troop. Turn to a pack of bloodthirsty lycanthropes. Only weapons stand little chance but a silver blade. Great piece of chance and primals. Primal realm occasionally visit for amusements, but stay out of the primal's way, don't fight it. It's extremely dangerous. For life at stake, resort to cold steel. Okay. Nice to know. Yes, I do have a stash. I'm going to sell lots of crap first. Good day, I hope you're feeling alright after the battle. I can't thank you enough, but definitely don't want to waste your time. If you won't, I have a request. What did you want to ask me? She lowers her head. This is a very personal request, and maybe not important enough for your time. I completely understand if you say no. The first time the Stag Lord slugs came here demanding that money, she took my wedding ring, stole it off my hand. It's just a trinket really, but it means so much to me. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, the ring in hand, excavating that. Standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, feeling that I'd misheard something. That I'd say something stupid and every around would laughed. She interrupts herself, shaking her head gently. If you happen to find my ring among the bandits' possessions, please bring it to me. It's easy to recognize. My name is engraved inside the band. She drops her eyes low in her voice. There's one more thing. Among the bandits, there's a dark-haired woman with dual axes. She's not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel. Please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. I'll be happy to. Tell me about yourself. How did you and your husband find the courage to establish a trading post in the Stolen Lands? It was Oleg's idea, though I supported him in it. He didn't realise how dangerous it was here, of course. In Vestov, everyone respects the sword lords, and everyone's accustomed to relying on them. Even the mention of someone like Lady Jimandi could be enough to fend off street robbers or the trouble. It could even maybe work in some places here, but not with the Stag Lords. What can you tell me about the Stag Lord? He's not just some average bandit. If no one puts a stop to him, he'll turn the Stolen Lands into his personal kingdom. The king's not fear and pressure. Fear always follows power. It'd be naive to think the Stag Lord is so much different from you. She lowers her head. You may be right, but life without hope is just too bitter. Yeah. I think that's for young adventurers. You can have for fame, fortune. You aren't the only one of your kind here. Take my advice, keep your eyes open and watch your back. 8 to 9 times famous to Absalom. Oh, yes, we just get PCs. Okay, so you can roll up. Instead of getting the story characters, you can roll up one of your own. A halfling girl with tousled hair wearing a dusty traveller's outfit sits chewing the tip of a gum. Just a moment. How should I put this? Oh, I know. She scribbles something quickly in the notebook, scrawled with the verse. Raises her eyes, gives you a bright smile. Oh, hi. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to know? You're from all over. Actually, I was born in Gelt. Such a tiny village that's not even on the maps. With my t-shirt, I still be living in American coats, speeding turnips, swilling homebrew, having babies, using books only as kindling. Who was your teacher? He's a true saint. He was once an important person in the capital, at the Church of Shelley. He got in trouble with the authorities and went off self-imposed exile to the tiniest, most godforsaken, priestless village he could find, one where I was born. He wanted to open a school, but the villagers wouldn't let it. You can hear us all you like, but no putting any ideas into our children's head. They don't distract them from their work. They did teach me on the sly. They taught me how to read, how to write, and give me books, poems, legends. He was the one who told me about the Arch Knights of Avistan. When I told him I was going on a journey, he'd give me magic rooms that Shelley would protect from harm. I haven't seen him since I ran away from him. Hope he's alright. I ask Shelley every day to grant him a long life and new students. the Archknights of Avistan. Archknights? I suppose Archdruid, Archdeacon, Archknights. How about they? Oh, you haven't heard of them? How can you be a Helen without knowing one of the most epic stories in the histories of stories? They never won't spoil you anything. You should just read about them yourself, every single chapter. The adventures are what gave me the idea of going on a heroic quest and writing about it to begin with. And now look at me here. Here I am, on a heroic quest. How do you become a bard? When I realised there was nothing for me at home besides radish patches, I decided to run away. Travelling book peddler, Tessie the Crow, happened across our village. Well, I stuck to her like a burr and wouldn't let her go until she agreed to set me as apprentice. Together we travelled everywhere, to Bravoy, and Taldor, and even Ustalav. And there I found out at the Academy of Grand Arts in Pitax. And I thought, well, I love reading stories, so I can surely learn to write them too. I enrolled in my first try, and they even gave me a scholarship. Then they expelled me. That's okay. They already taught me all the important stuff, and now with Shannon's help, I can manage my own. Worship Shannon? Yes, not to offend the other gods. She's the most important of them all. All the other gods guard the role as is, but only the eternal rose, gods of beauty, calls us to the role as it should be. Why are your clothes so messy? She waves her hand curiously. Figure it. I can't waste money on looks. I'd rather buy books instead. In 100 years, when people are reading my works, they're not going to ask whether those had holes in the sleeves. Let's think of something else. You came from Pitax, right? Tell me about it. Oh, I love Pitax, even though they kick me out. A joyful place. What's life like? Actually, Pitax has always been one huge nest of thieves. Bandits, river pirates, smugglers, fencers, card sharps. It's always been home for the likes of them. But that was before Irivetti became king. With him, a whole different life began there. Irivetti always wanted to make history, but not as another bandit with a crown, though that's exactly what he is. He wanted to be glorified through the centuries as a great patron of the arts. So he built the Academy of Grand Arts. I spent lots of gold to assemble the best artists, poets, and musicians. Of course, the very best ones refused to go, but he got what he wanted in a way. If Pitax was once just a booze barn for thieves, it's now a cabaret. What do you know, King Irivetti? One is crowning and game of cards, which says as much about Pitax as it does well. He's finished your clever. Some cheats I know told me when he appeared, he started to pulling off such schemes that the old city masters just scratched their heads. With him in charge, gold flooded into Pitax, and so also it's incredibly, unimaginably, fantastically decadent and conceited. Getting drunk with whores at the pub, that's not Lord Irivetti style, oh no, it's higher. Dressing up like a male Calistria with a golden codpiece and holding a 3-week orgy, with dancing on the rooftops, parades, public executions, contests for the best ode to the wet and rival king. It's more like it. Calistria. It's the goddess of murder and revenge. It takes many faces, scourges. Fonstal, what was his name? Save this thing. Yeah. Also, I'd like to sing Ugh, and he orders his guards to make the citizens gather for his shows. A shelling have mercy on his listeners. Tell me about the academy you studied at. You know, jokes aside, I'm thankful to Irivetti for building it. But he has no taste. At all. Whatsoever. He likes his art loud, bright, grandiose, and most importantly, glorifying his Royal Highness. He kept the best charcoal artist, because he didn't wish to spend money on grey scribbles, except a masterful flute player from Tianxia, playing too quietly. Instead ordered them to open a kettle drum class. He even ordered the academy to expel that. For what? An instant limerick. Would you like to go back to the academy and finish your studies? I'd like to return, but on one condition. If they threw out 3/4 professors who teach there now, returned all the ones they banished. If you ask me, I'm proud to be an inspector. If my art was to Oleg's liking, then I would have reason to be ashamed. As long as mediocre spittles sit at the academy, and those with real talent beg on the streets of Pitax have not crossed the threshold of that place. Tell me about the book you're writing. What's there to tell? You've seen some of the drafts already, haven't you? It's a book about you and your adventures. I'm writing the whole truth just as I have it. The whole artistic truth. You know, no glory, no story. Why are you writing it? What's the point? When I was at the academy, a boldly insightful begins literature course. The question, what is a person? And he answered, a person is a storytelling animal. A world does not consist of things. All these woods, seas, cities consist of stories about those things. Stories we tell to ourselves and to each other. Just think about it. Centuries will pass, and there'll be no me, no you. All your subjects will be long gone, but you and I will live on our people's memories and influence their deeds, thanks to this very book. So what kind of character am I? It's not easy to write about you. You're not like a normal heroine from a book. Sometimes I even think you're a real villain. It's not my place to judge you. That's for the readers. My task is to write the truth about you, the whole truth. You have an iron core. No matter what tricks fate throws in your path, you always know what's right. Sure. Some might say that's boring, but others will learn from you for your strong character. How do you feel about me reading your work in progress? Well, these will be drafts, of course. You're welcome to read them. Just keep in mind that even if you don't like what I write about, you won't change a single letter, so don't even ask. Of course, it's a book about you, but it's my book, understood? A small writer's eyes glow rebelliously. I'd rather have a say in how my library turns out. And I'm hoping she comes back with, well, your deeds will like that. And I'd prefer to turn every element of into a library, eat cream pudding for breakfast every day. You can't always get what you want, and that's true even for us. How about your friendship with Tessie the Crow? So to say, the book's work my urge to travel. It was only thanks to Tessie that I managed to really get out of my village. At first, Tessie tried in vain to get rid of me, but later, when I told her I was staying in Pickaxe, she even shed a tear. I wonder where she is now. What's the deal with the ring? Now this. She holds out her arm for you to get a clear view of the ring. It was a gift to me from my first teacher. It's magical. Used with powers of shadow knowledge. When I get myself into trouble, it transports me to a safe spot. So, please don't be angry if I suddenly disappear from my fight. Wait for you here. Promise. Okay? Just don't leave without me. Of course, I could write whatever you tell me, but if I wanted to stay cooped in just a room, I'd still be sleeping through lectures at the academy. Okay, but I'll need the toilet. I'm going to pause the recording. I'll be back. A second for you, about a couple of weeks. Greetings. Oleg seems to be in a good mood and greets you warmly. It's still pissing down. He's certainly ruffled those villain's feathers. Anyway, new day, new troubles. Have you seen the fog? Never seen anything like it. Go to rest up, looks like someone spilled milk. It just hung in the air. I couldn't see anything through that suit, not even with a torch. It was like witchcraft to me. I bet the stag lord's involved somehow. Rumors say he deals with all kinds of bad magic. Wait, show me your ears. Nothing's too good for such a good person. I want to sell all this crap. I might keep some compasses. I can always buy them back. This compass one goes all pretty good. Touch it. Yeah. Check it. I like the birch. Some disc. Spoons. Food. Incense. Charging 400. So I got 2,500. That's magic stuff. That's just so. That's the food stuff. Bag of holders 2.5. Okay. Frowns as it ostentatiously examines the nervous wall, hands on his sleeves without turning to you. He says into a voice, "You want some potions?" You have. Wow. That could be useful. What's that? He wins, just 3 dice bonus. Okay. I think you just need to go, yeah, because you get different recipes, different buffs. Okay. That's good to know. He's got the acid flasks and alchemist fire. That can be really useful. Okay, let's do that again. Let's take care of Stagload. It's quite a task you set yourself for. It's a fortress somewhere in the area, but only a few chosen from the most trusted of his rebel are ever invited. The location is a heavily guarded secret, and the sword hanging around allows you to be even harder. I suppose you could try to follow the river of those bandits who attacked us before. They came from the southwest, side of the Thorn River. The fortress might be there, or at least some large camp of theirs might provide information. What can you tell me about him? Not much. Not like I've sat down and shared a cup of wine with the man, you know. I think he arrived in Stolen Lands less than a year ago. Soon as he got here, he took a look at everything. Built the rest off, tried to warn the Stag Lord wasn't some typical gang leader, but didn't listen. Rumours about him are horrible, and kill a person, so much as disagree with him. He never reveals his face. Those who've seen him up close report the same thing. Ugly scars cover every inch of his skin, not covered by his clothes. His past is a mystery. He just arrived one day. He was immediately a power to be reckoned with. I guess the most surprising thing about him is that he has as many followers who admire him as he has minions who obey him out of fear. He's got some inner strength in him. Maybe it's an inner madness. But many who seem to follow him because of that madness, like some kind of virtue. Okay. Buchan's got some quests. Can I help you anyway? I glanced at you, suddenly interested. Well, since you're asking, there's a cave nearby. Used to pick berries there. But the place was over on West Spiders. The berries are red, dark like raspberries. Fangberries are called. I'd be grateful if you gathered a basket of them and brought them back. Just be quick if you do, they spoil quickly. The spiders in that cave are mean. Here, I can give some alchemical fire. Got it myself, burn the spiders to a crisp without teaching for taking it. Over my Fangberry cave. I also need a bucket of moon radishes. They're a very mysterious plant. Don't know where to find them, but I know that kobolds gather them and are highly valued. It's not a huge deal really, I'll do it myself if I do. But if you're willing, I'll pay you 3 potions for the berries and a purse of coins for the dishes. Do you need them? Options? Alright. Right. Just watch out. Don't end up someone's lunch. There's a maybe.
Let us begin.
There she is. Trade. You going to talk? Shut us away, side. All right, spirit. Now listening. Just talking. You don't like it? Don't know. Depends on what we want to talk about. There's monsters of swords, scars. Approved, that's good. Don't ask questions like why and what for and how. Screw this. Maybe it looks you over slowly head to toe, or you're even harder ones. That's a formidable sword. It's not just a simple weapon, is it? You bet it's not simple. Check out how big it is. She proudly raised the blade, and you notice that even though the move is extremely strong, she still has difficulty wielding such a large sword. The sword belonged to a real blasted frost giant. I killed the beast and took this luck for myself. That's me perfect. My damn trophy. The eyes flashed with menace as it challenged an invisible enemy to try to take away your trophy. Okay, tell you. First barbarian, strong. I grew up in the realm of the Mammoth Laws. I left my tribe, the Six Bears. She looks thoughtfully at 4 bent fingers and shrugs. I like fights. She includes bending my thumb. What's it like to be a barbarian in the Six Bears tribe? Ha! Our people are big and strong. You can cut a monster in half with one swing. You can walk 3 days and nights with no rest. You can eat a whole fried orcs. Guess you have to do a lot of training to become as strong as you are. Training? Ha! No one freaking trained me. Boys of the Six Bears got the training. All I could do was watch. Wine's clean Belenga. You know what? They were still crap even after all that training, because I kicked their butts hard. And then all those bandits monsters all thought they were stronger than me. Idiots. Just spits on the ground. Because if you start a fight, you think you can win. You think you're stronger than your enemy. She raises her chin proudly. I defeated them all. See all the scars on my face? What does the realm of the Mammoth Lord look like? Huge and freezing, no place for weaklings. She narrows her eyes as if evaluating your ability to survive her homeland. Tribes on Aurochs herds to survive. Aurochs are fast, so tribe farms herd for days. Just not to die of hunger. If you're weak, you stay behind and die in the snow. Tribe cannot stop. Also, there were giants and mammoths, sometimes demons too. And the mastodons. And the saber-toothed tigers. She grins. You will survive, I think, for a few days. Ha! Why did you leave your tribe? Because they were arseholes, all of them. Men were cows and scoundrels, women were scared like sheep. She rolls her bloodshot eyes in fury. Men there think no girl can be a fighter because they're weak. They're afraid a woman could beat them. And females just nod. Go sow their hides, cook meat, watch kids. That's what they say. But I'm a warrior, damn it. I won't cook hides and watch meat. She's already shouting, her fists clenched tightly. I told them so. I went hunting with my men. But forget, still the same. You're a woman, you stay home. Even give me a nickname, the soft chieftain. Like a warrior woman was a funny joke. Damn. He even went to hunt the shit-faced frost giants. And there, she suddenly stops breathing heavily, sweat beading on her forehead. After a moment, she waves her hand awkwardly, forces herself to grin. So I left. Cowards, scoundrels, and sisters. Talking. Why don't we do some monster killing instead? And where's Valerie? She appears on there.
The path is clear.
No, it's not here. Okay, did it. Where did I leave a Valerie? Nobody, look there. Ship here. Choose the side. Did I miss it? Miss Val. No. Why not? Alright, let's go. Where's the robot? Oh, she is there. Must be blind.
We should move.
Oh, she's there. Bloody hell. Greetings. Everything is well, I hope. I'm ready for new orders. Exactly what you'd like to know. I was born to a noble family, though I didn't remain long in the family estate. My mother sent me to the Order of the Eternal Rose. But I left once I realised that it didn't match my principles. Where are you from? What was your childhood like? I was born in Brevoy. In fact, I've never seen much of the country. I spent my childhood in a remote estate owned by my noble family. My father is a respectable philanthropist and benefactor of the Church of Shelling. He's also a renowned private collector and great admirer of the arts. My mother saw to my education personally. In my early years, I learned good manners, how to behave at the dinner table, and the proper form of words for every occasion. I also learned the difference between true nobles and low-born upstarts. I learned how to treat each of them well. Our home was always under the protection of several paladins of Shelling. My father has donated a handsome son to them. One of them, a man of venerable age with a grey beard, once let me touch his shining armour. I still remember that relation I felt. Touch the cold polished steel, which is my arms. Of all the memories of my childhood, that one was somehow the warmest. Why were you sent to the Paladin Order of the Eternal Rose? As you can imagine, my first days I was surrounded by crowds of servants and nannies. You never stopped praising my heavenly beauty. The Paladins of Shelling who used to visit our house these praises. In the end, general consensus overwhelmed my father's better judgment. When I turned 6, I was brought to the Church of Shelling, told this would be my new home. Don't pity me though, I beg of you. Many who hear this story immediately assume that my parents were cruel around the love for the child. The eyes become stern. My parents had respect for me, taught me something that supported all my life, a sense of self-esteem. Besides, they didn't abandon me. Once every 6 months they'd come and visit me at the Order of the Eternal Rose. They had some tea, then I had an hour to walk around the garden. Then they would take me leave, a dedicated man. What did they teach you in the Order? A variety of things. Some of them appealed to me, others I simply couldn't accept. I enjoyed the physical activity of swordsmanship, the arts, calligraphy, painting, poetry. So many other ways to waste one time. Yes, that deep in my heart, I always knew I'd never be a true paladin of Shelling. Wielding a sword always felt more natural than handling a paintbrush. Why did you leave? Because of my heavenly beauty. She wishes contempt. According to Shelling's laws, all art is sacred, whatever form it takes. Severe punishments await those who dare harm a painting, sculpture, or poem, no matter how worthless the jewel might be. My looks always attracted unwanted attention from the pilgrims and acolytes of the temple. I received my first poem, dedicated to me when I was 9. The author was some wealthy geezer, lips thin with contempt. And that was only the beginning. Sculptures, pictures, poems, I was drowning in them. My admirers mocked me, and I had to respectfully accept all their garbage. The clerics of the temple were magnanimous. My suitors made generous offers to the church, but one time, just snapped. Really suppressed anger glitters across the eyes. Some wealthy idiot had dedicated an extremely untalented poem to me. He had the nerve to read it right to my face, or to my sleeve. The hour was late. I was on my way to get some rest after a boring lesson on rhymes. I lost control and tore the poem apart right in front of her. She raises her head proudly. The paladins wanted to impose some punishment upon me. I don't remember which one exactly. They wanted me to repent. Instead, I just gathered my stuff and left. What did you do afterwards? I set off for Restov, to get as far away as possible from Shelling. In a destiny everyone seemed so ready to force upon me. Besides, the School of Swordsmanship in Restov has quite a decent reputation. Honestly, I was hoping for an opportunity to learn from the famous Eldori masters. Eventually it became clear the technique wasn't a good fit for me. They teach to avoid impact, whereas I prefer to raise my shield. But my abilities and skills, which I learned in the Order of the Eternal Rose, enough to make the Sword Lords take an interest in me. They offered me a chance to join the mercenaries who served the Sword Lords, and I accepted. I bet your beauty inspired many people in the Order. The gaze becomes cold, and here I'd hoped to avoid the question. She exhales loudly. Well, let's get it over with once for all. You should understand that I'm perfectly aware that most races, orders, and genders find me physically attractive. It's beyond my power to change them. I've never given a potential admirer any reason to start a conversation with me. That doesn't stop me. After leaving the Order, I took a dagger and cut off the long hair they used to praise. Now, I get letters praising the beauty of my eyes. But because of my appearance, I ended up in the Order of the Eternal Rose, though I never wanted to be a paladin. It was because of my beauty that an infinite number of suitors have pursued me, all of them confusing simple politeness with hints of affection. She clenches her fist. Do you know what I really want? What you really, really want? I want people to stop treating me like a piece of art. I want them to notice that I'm a person. I'm picking something more than smiling for paintings. Where I sit wearing a lacy satin dress, holding a basket of tissues in my lap. Is that too much to ask? Comes out a shout, but she doesn't seem to realise it. Thank you for your honesty. I understand you very well. A true friend who I can trust with my life. I am truly happy that you understand me. Thank you. She smiles gratefully. Smiles full of warmth. I never expected from someone as stern as Valerie. I suddenly realised that you're smiling back at her. Let's change the subject. You got attention? Oof. Tell me, that's a lot of questions. Tell me about the way shelling the paladins. It's the goddess of love and beauty and art. The paladins are something like armoured artists. That's how I like to think of them, at least. These trials contain my feelings, but in a mode contempt bursts forth. They are fanatical defenders of worthless, inartistic paintings and embellishment opuses. If you would care to know my opinion. You speak of shelling with such contempt. What did the goddess of beauty do to earn your anger? She's been trying to ruin my life. Shit. Goddess of everything useless that existed in this life. All the beauty in the world, all the art, all the soulful sighs in the moonlight. It never feed a single family. Now I beg you to restrain yourself from offering me your own opinion. Trust me, I've heard everything you can tell me, more than once. Nobody, nothing could change my mind. She looks at you with suspicion. As for Shelyn, she's the goddess of idlers. I almost joined her preposterous entourage. Just so glad I was smart enough to denounce it, but I still could. What do paladins of Shelyn usually do? They wander around seeking the next pile of garbage. When they find it, they call it an immortal piece of art. I went into the blue in the face. You might not believe this, but paladins of Shelyn aren't allowed to slay their enemies if they beg for mercy. Can you guess why? It's a bandit, rapist, and murderer who's been plot that the sword will never be able to create something beautiful in the future. So a paladin overpowers an enemy, then inspires him to create a masterpiece. The face reflects extreme disgust. They might sound hilarious if it weren't true. Plus, all of Shelyn's followers are obliged to practice some sort of art in his or her free time, every single day, no matter what else is going on, even if you're feeling sick or hungry or sleeping. Otherwise, according to the clerics, you lose your connection with your goddess. A preposterous notion when you're I understand that not every piece of art is good or even decent, but sure there must at least be a few great works somewhere. Is that what you think? She curves her eyebrow, mocking amazement. Many share that delusion. I was deluded too for a while. Now I consider all works of art useless. People create this garbage because there's nothing better to do. The peasant doesn't paint a picture, he plows the earth to feed his family. The soldier has no time for sculpture, he must defend his homeland. But idlers and slackers have plenty of time to waste, so they smear canvases with paint and imagine doing something worthwhile and valuable. She shakes her head in disapproval. Well, she's a bit forthright about her feelings. You said that every paladin must practice some kind of art. What art did you pursue? That I used to embroider. Still do from time to time. treacherous blush colours Valery's cheeks. It's nothing, I assure you. It's just a simple task to get my hands busy, keep the gloomy thoughts at bay. Nothing special. So, you're an atheist? You don't worship any deity? Right, I need no guidance from above. I have my own conscience. Leaders or orders to live by. You know you don't have to follow etiquette and maintain good manners for speaking to me if you don't want to. I agree with that. She sighs, but I'm also sure you understand that I am what I am. That's how I was brought up, first by my parents, then by my mentors in the order. Besides, I was born to a noble family, so I rather enjoy the idea that my manner of speech differs a bit from the common language of your peasantry. I just can't imagine how many social climbers have bowed politely at the moment I open my mouth. I guess you have plenty of suitors. She rolls her eyes. Sadly, you're right to suppose that. And even here in these remote lands, one can find offspring in many noble houses, all consider their duty to kneel before me, begging me to walk with God. Voice overflows with contempt. If words were poison, you would die in a horrible death. Oh, and don't forget the village oaths. They understand the concept of nobility perfectly well. So they realise they'd be punished if they dared make any advance towards me. So they prefer to stare from a distance, drooling. Believe me, I can very well imagine what they discussed at the taverns. Valerie shivers and jerks her shoulders as if trying to shed the sticky, disgusting stirs. You know, you really are quite beautiful. You're a reliable friend and worthy ally. It would be a crime to ignore your beauty. She gives you a stunning look. I sincerely hope your words carry nothing more than mere politeness. No. I mean, yes, I'm going to stalk you like you're mindless, but I want you to know about notice you. She folds her arm across the chest. In that case, I must confess, even if I were to enter the courtship, I prefer a relationship with a man. Beg your pardon, but it's you. You're so eager to follow my orders, why? What do you mean, why? Follow your orders, I've joined your companion because I have faith in you, believing your intentions to be noble, though things may not always turn out as you. You're my commander, your orders are law, it's my duty to follow them. She hesitates for a moment, but so long as you don't bore me to do something that's absolutely dishonorable, that would never happen. Okay. Yep. Now we can bugger off.
I'll go ahead.
Okay, see what unlocked on the world map. Oh, this isn't on the SSD. It's a dark space on my SSDs. So there will be some loading times. Okay, got Oleg's got here. Fangberry Cave. Oh, let's get some more stuff for Broken. Thorn forward. Right, I've got to pause and go and buy some more stuff. Got to buy some flasks. Okay. So I got some. Nothing I hear. I just went and bought some bloody. What? Oh, you don't have them? You don't have them? Bought some alchemist fire, acid potions. I'm not here. What? What? Okay. Try that again. Like I said. These two don't have torches. That's for swarms. Let's go this way. Jittery old man squatted clothes shuffles up to you. His grey hairs unkempt, he clenches and unclenches his wrinkled hands. When he stops and looks up at you, his eyes widen and he tugs at his beard. Strange weather, invisible fog creeping out of the woods, soars beyond the sky, obscures the sun and moon. Strange. The old man shakes his head, his eyes shifting about, seemingly at random. I don't like this old man, looks like the kind who can cast the evil eye. He freezes for a moment. Amos, I don't want to help with the fog. What are you doing here? I do nothing. Breathe, walk, observe. The fog looks visible enough to me. I see more than ever. I've never seen so much before. But someone must look, and no one else can. Visible fog, does that mean you can find your way through it? Fog is wrong. It hinders your legs, not your sight. I wish not to try. I should probably go. He stares at you. You hasten? You should. Your rival wastes no time. He races, but in another direction. Search for power. You'll find it. My rival? Do you mean Tartuccio? The man tugs his beard again. He's not tall, but he wants to climb high. He's hiding while those who could stand against him might yet still. What power is he searching for? Someone else's. Old but forever young. That which was taken from another. That which gave joy now gives death. Can you tell me where he is? In an old tomb, south of the trading post. Thank you. Aren't you know where it was? I don't know. See, you can choose where you set your eyes, usually. You can't choose what they see. All the more reason not to linger. Once stolen, the land should be reclaimed. Once reclaimed, bound with the claimer shall it be. Bound, merged, joined by unbreakable ties. Claiming the land, claiming its pain, claiming its death.
We should move.
Yeah, where's... Maybe it's pet. Increase the sacred humps. Yeah. Companion. They have to get to a certain level before you get that animal. Okay. Okay, let me pause and let me read up on this sacred huntsman.